Teachers, do we have all of your kids here? Are we ready?
Yep. I think we're good.
Is everybody here?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. I know we have a large group, but we've got a lot of fun in store for you. I'm so grateful that your teachers brought you here, and everybody's going to have a really fun second hour in the library today. So give a round of applause for your teachers for being excited to bring you here for something different. I'm really excited to have you here because we have Dr. Jorge Cham. He's done many things. I'm going to let him tell you about the things that he's accomplished in his life, but he's a scientist, but he's also a book author and cartoonist, and he's going to tell you all about that. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you have questions and things, just Mr. Cham will let you know when it's a good time to talk. But we also have some interactive cartooning activities and stuff like that at the end. If you want to get a book, or if you already paid for a book, I'm going to get that taken care of now. But if you have money and you want to, raise your hand if you have money and you want to buy a book right now. Okay, that's fine. We'll take care of that toward the end. Okay, so I'm not going to be doing that right during his presentation, but we'll take care of that the last, say, 10 minutes of class. All right, we're ready?
Yes.
Everybody give Mr. Cham a round of applause.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? Good. Excellent. Hey, the first thing I want to say is that I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really happy all of you are here with me today. How about we give Mr. Kipp a big round of applause, too, for awesome librarian. Thank you, teachers, as well, for bringing the kids and our friends here, and for helping me make sure everyone has a good time. Thank you, teachers. All right, friends. I'm going to start today by asking all of you a question. The question is, please raise your hand if you would like to know a secret. All right, that's most of you. Thank you. Let's put our hands down now. Here is the secret for today. The secret is that the Earth, the planet that we're all standing on, living on, the whole Earth is a big barfer.
What?
What? Yeah. All right. I know. That's a pretty gross secret. But I'm going to explain to you what I mean by this barfy secret. But first, I should probably tell you a little bit more about who I am. So, Mr. Kipp said, my name is Dr. Jorge Cham, but you can just call me Mr. Jorge. And I studied for a long time to be an engineer. That's somebody who designs and builds things. I used to design and build robots. Robots that might go to other planets, or robots that might work in a science lab. And I did that for a long time, for many years. But then one day I decided I wanted to become a cartoonist. That's someone who writes comics, who draws cartoons. I even got to make a TV show. So you're a little bit old for this one, but raise your hand maybe if you've heard of the TV show called Elinor Wonders Why on PBS Kids. Oh, okay, a lot of you have seen it. That's amazing. Maybe you have a younger sibling who watches it. PBS Kids. Oh, pretty cool. All right, so I'm the main person who got to make that show. I came up with the character of Elinor. I came up with most of the characters there. I write a lot of the stories. I tell all of those amazing artists how to make the show. Pretty fun, pretty cool. But I also like to draw books and write books. And so last year I came out with this book called Oliver's Great Big Universe. It's this blue one, Oliver's Great Big Universe. And this year, about a month ago, this new book just came out, Oliver's Great Big Universe, Volcanoes Are Hot. This is a gray and red one here. And it just came out. So you're some of the first young people in the world to kind of know and hear about this book. So what is this book like? Well, if you get your hands on a copy of the book, this is what it looks like inside. It's got some fun text in it, some comics, a lot of cartoons, a lot of fun characters, some funny stories, some farting bacteria. Raise your hand if you've read the book Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Okay.
I watched the movie.
Or Dork Diaries, maybe you're a fan of those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think you put our hands down now. if you like those books, I think you're going to like these books too, these books too, because they're a very similar format, a lot of fun stories, a lot of funny things to happen in it. Now, what are these books about? They're about a main character who, as you might imagine, is named Oliver. Now, Oliver is a pretty normal kid. He is actually exactly your age at the beginning of the story. He's exactly, he's 11. He just started middle school, just like all of you did. And Oliver has 3 favorite things in the world that he loves to do. 3 favorite things. The first one is that he likes to read books and comic books. Show me some fingers if you like to read books. Comic books. Nice. Oliver's second favorite thing in the world is that he likes to play video games. Show me some fingers if you like to play video games. Yeah. I sense more excitement for the video games than for the books and comic books. But let's see, friends, raise your hands if you think you can guess what Oliver's third favorite thing in the world. To do this, don't shout it out. I'm going to call on you. How about my friend in the gray sweatshirt in the back?
Science.
Science. Yeah, Oliver loves science. He loves learning about science. He loves to tell other kids about science, the stuff he learns. Very great guess. Anyone else have a guess? How about my friend here? Yes.
Food.
Food? Yes. Oliver loves food. He loves tater tots. It's one of his favorite things at the cafeteria. Great question. Great guess. Sorry, one more. How about my friend here? Yes. Art? Yeah, Oliver likes to draw. He's not great at drawing, but he likes to draw anyways. And in the first book, he makes a big sculpture of the whole universe in art class. But then there's a big, huge disaster in art class and gets into trouble for that. But those were all great guesses. Thank you. I'll just tell you that Oliver loves to do all those things. Great guesses. But I think if you asked Oliver, he would say his third favorite thing is that he likes to play more video games. Yeah, like I said, Oliver is a pretty typical kid. I think you're going to like spending time with him. Alright, friends, what happens in these books? Well, in the first book, Oliver's great beginners. Oliver gets to write a book. He decides he wants to write a book because he wants to be an astrophysicist when he grows up. Well, he doesn't know what that is, but so he decides to write a whole book about the universe. And at the very end, a bunch of disasters happen, but he ends up writing the book. And at the end, the kids in school like the book. And so at the beginning of this book, Volcanoes Are Hot, Oliver is feeling pretty good about himself. He's kind of a little bit famous in school. Some kids know him as that cool science kid who wrote that funny book about the universe. But then he has a big disaster. Big disaster. And as a result of the disaster, nobody wants to sit with him at the cafeteria. During lunch. Yeah. Him and his friend Ben. Him and his friend Sven, nobody wants to sit with them because of this big disaster. And so Oliver has the brilliant idea that he's going to write another book. So he's really desperate to write another book about the universe as a way to make everyone forget about the big disaster, and so they think of him as a cool, funny science kid. And so basically, when you're reading the book, Oliver's Great Big Universe, Volcanoes Are Hot, you're basically reading the book that Oliver wrote for young people like you to tell you about some really cool stuff that he's learning about the Earth from his aunt, who's a geophysicist, that's someone who studies the Earth. Yeah. So that's his plan, is to write this book. And to tell you about all these cool things about the Earth. But he does it in a really fun way in these books. Oliver tells you all these cool things about the universe, but he does it by telling you really funny stories. Really funny stories about things that happened to him at school, or at home, with his family, with his friends. Really funny stories. And so today I'm going to tell you one of these stories. And it's actually a story of what the big disaster was. It's about what happened to Oliver one day in the cafeteria. Dun, dun, dun. I know, many of you are guessing. Maybe you're guessing something messy is going to happen here.
Yeah, there were no tater tots.
Well, a lot of guesses. All right, friends. I'm going to tell you a story. But to do that, I want to try something that's kind of fun. It doesn't always work, but we're going to try it here today. And this, I want to involve one of you in the story. So raise your hands if you would like to be a part of the story. Now, I already told you it's going to be a big disaster, so make sure you're very sure you want to be part of the story. Let's see, who should we pick? How about, boy, this is hard. How about my friend in the New York t-shirt? What's her name? Catherine? All right, Catherine. Catherine, I think you're going to regret having volunteered. We'll see it. So I'm going to now try to draw Catherine, right? Catherine into the story here next to Oliver. Here we go.
That's her. That looks just like oh, this resemblance is crazy. That looks like a peanut. It does. Why is that? Whoa. Adding detail? I get to go tonight. I'm going to a hockey game. With my mother, my father, because my sister's always out with
All right, Catherine. In the story, you're in the cafeteria with your friends Oliver and Sven. And first of all, what are you having at the cafeteria like this day? What did you get for lunch?
salad.
A salad? Wow.
Pizza.
I've never had a kid say salad before, so that's amazing. That's awesome. All right, salad here. All right. All right, what do you think? Does it look like Catherine? All right.
You are good.
Here's this story, friends. One day, Catherine was with her friend Oliver and their other friend Sven at the cafeteria. And they were very excited because the salad was pretty good that day. But even more exciting is that for dessert, they were serving cherry cobbler.
What's that? That's good.
Cherry cobbler, if you've never heard of it, is like a cherry pie. A cobbler is like a pie, basically. But they just call it a cobbler sometimes. And it was cherry. They had cherries in it. They were very excited. But the most excited person was Sven.
I knew it.
Most excited person was Sven. Sven loves cherry cobbler. So Sven ate his cherry cobbler. It was delicious. Then he turned to Oliver and he said, "Hey Oliver, you're not going to eat your cherry cobbler. Can I have it?" And Oliver said, "Sure, you can have my cherry cobbler." And so Sven ate 2 cherry cobblers. Then Sven turned to Catherine, and he said, "Hey, Catherine, if you're not gonna eat your cherry cobbler, can I have it?" And Catherine said,
No.
"No! Oh my goodness!" She did not want to share her cherry cobbler. Sven was a little bit disappointed, but still, he ate.
There's two.
He ate those 2 cherry cobblers, which is a lot of cherry cobblers. And so some kid walked by and he saw Sven eating those 2 cherry cobblers. He thought, "Whoa, he just ate 2 cherry cobblers." So Sven asked him like, "Hey, are you gonna eat your cherry cobbler? If not, can I have it?" And the kid said, "Sure, you can have my cherry cobbler." And so Sven ate 3 cherry cobblers. That's a lot of cherry cobblers. And so another kid came by and said, "Whoa, Sven just ate 3 cherry cobblers. That's incredible." Sven said, "Hey, if you're not gonna eat your cherry cobbler, can I have it?" And this other kid said, "Sure, you can have my cherry cobbler." And so Sven ate 4 cherry cobblers. By this time, there was a buzz in the cafeteria. More kids started to show up. They thought, "Oh my goodness, Sven is eating all these cherry cobblers." So everyone started giving Sven their cherry cobbler. So Sven ate 5 cherry cobblers, 6 cherry cobblers, 7 cherry cobblers, 8 cherry cobblers.
He's a big guy.
People couldn't believe it. He had a 9th cherry cobbler. He had 1 more cherry cobbler that he could eat, but Sven was feeling a little bit full. But still, he wanted to eat it. And so everyone in the cafeteria started to chant. Eat it, 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 eat it. Okay, friends. Very important, friends. Never fall into peer pressure. Never do things just because your friends tell you to do it. However, in this case, I think Sven really wanted to eat the 9th cherry cobbler. And so he ate the 9th cherry cobbler. Everyone in the cafeteria exploded and said, "Yeah!" It was incredible. Everyone was very excited. And at this point, Sven was going to go down in history as the hero of the cafeteria. It's going to be the amazing kid who ate 9 cherry cobblers that day. Except, there was one problem. Which is that the whole time he was eating those 9 cherry cobblers, he was washing it down with some gassy soda. Can of soda. And so Sven wasn't looking so good. He was looking a little bit green.
I told you. I know what's gonna happen.
And then somebody said to Sven the 4 words you never want to tell someone who just eaten 9 cherry cobblers and they kind of gassy soda. Somebody told him,
Don't eat
"Here, try this pickle." Oh no, that was too much for Sven. And so he barfed. He barfed the most epic barf the cafeteria at school had ever seen. It was huge. So in one moment he had eaten 9 cherry cobblers and a gassy soda, and the next moment he had just exploded and barf was everywhere. And so friends, I want everyone to keep in mind this picture of what happens when you eat 9 cherry cobblers and a can of gassy soda. Keep this in your brains because that is what a volcano is. Volcano is basically how the earth barfs. Let me explain. A volcano is basically what happens when you get a whole bunch of lava, or when it's under the ground, scientists call it magma, but it's the same thing, it's lava or magma. When you get a whole bunch of lava or magma under the ground, there's a huge amount of it, there's too much of it, all the rocks on top press down and it creates all this pressure, And finally, the lava comes out the top. That's what a volcano is. It's basically the earth barfing. And just like barf, there are many different kinds of lava. Scientists have different names for them, but basically, there's different kinds of lava. There's runny lava, there's the goopy lava, there's chunky lava, there's lumpy lava. And then there's the kind of lava that happens when you mix in a lot of gas into it. Kind of like when you mix a lot of cherry cobbler with a gassy soda. If you mix a lot of gas into lava, usually the gas is actually water. There's a lot of water under the ground, and if it gets mixed up with the hot lava, it becomes steam, which is a gas, and that's when you get the explosive kinds of volcanoes, where lava just comes out, explodes off the top, and shoots out everywhere. Now, a lot of people think that when a volcano explodes this way, that the most dangerous part of it is the lava that comes out. But actually, the lava that comes out of a volcano is not the most dangerous part of an exploding, erupting volcano, because lava, actually, when it comes out of a volcano, it's usually pretty slow. Like I said, lava is pretty goopy, it's pretty oozy, usually oozes out. So if you're ever near a volcano that's erupting and there's a whole bunch of lava coming out of it, you're probably going to be okay because you can always outrun the lava. You can run faster than lava can flow, so you're going to be okay. But the dangerous part of a volcano is actually what happens after the volcano. Usually when that big volcano explodes, afterwards there's a huge avalanche of ash and dust, and this ash and dust is super duper hot. It's 700 degrees, and it's super duper fast. It's 193 kilometers per hour, up to 193 kilometers per hour, which is about twice as fast as how your parents or family members drive down the highway, hopefully. It's super fast, and that's usually what kills people from an erupting volcano. So watch out for those ashes and gas and dust that comes out. And that's kind of what happened to Oliver at the cafeteria. It wasn't the initial big barf that got to him. Him and Catherine were able, fortunately, to stay out of the way and did not get hit by the barf. However, there was what happens after.
Radiation.
The smell. The smell in the crowded cafeteria from all those kids that were there to watch Sven eat those cherry cobblers was too much for all of those kids. And so they all started barfing. The whole cafeteria started, there were like about 20 kids barfing in the cafeteria all at the same time. It was super disgusting. I told you this was a really gross story. And that's what I mean. That's also what happens with planet Earth, and that's what I mean by that the Earth is a big barfer. The Earth is barfing lava all the time. Right now, there are about 20 volcanoes somewhere in the world erupting and oozing or shooting out lava. Right now, as we're talking in this room, there are about 20 volcanoes erupting in the world. Tonight, when you go to sleep, there are going to be about 20 volcanoes erupting somewhere in the world. Tomorrow, next week, the next month, the next year, there are going to be about 20 volcanoes somewhere in the world. There are thousands of volcanoes in the world. But at any given time, about 20 of them are erupting. And so that's kind of what happened in the cafeteria. About 20 kids barfed. There was barf everywhere. And so what finally got Oliver was that as he was trying to get out of the cafeteria, he managed to step over the chunky kind of volcano. Barf. He managed to step over the lumpy kind of barf. He managed to step over the goopy kind of barf. But then he stepped, unfortunately, on some of the runny kind of barf. And from that day forward, he became known as the kid who slipped on the barf and fell on the barf. And his friend's man was known as the kid who ate nature calls and made an explosive barf. And so that's why nobody wants to sit with them at the cafeteria anymore. Now, nobody wants to sit with him or Sven because they're known as the barf kids. Okay, friends. That's kind of the big disaster that happens to Oliver. at the very beginning of Volcanoes Are Hot, the book. That's why Oliver has the idea that he's going to write a book, this time about the planet Earth, from all the cool things he learns from his aunt, who's a geophysicist, that's someone who studies the Earth. And so basically, when you're reading the book Oliver's Great Big Universe, you're going to be reading the book that Oliver is trying to write. Now, Oliver doesn't just talk about volcanoes and the different kinds of lava that there are. He also talks about cool stuff like rocks. Raise your hand if you like rocks, if you think rocks are pretty interesting, pretty cool.
I like rocks.
Yeah, Oliver writes about rocks. He draws some comics with his friend Evie about some rocks that form a rock band. But then he gets into trouble with his science teacher because of these comics. Oliver also writes about the oceans and about the fact that the only reason any of us are alive here today, able to breathe this air, is because of farting bacteria.
What? Oh no.
Oliver talks about how for billions of years in the oceans there were all these bacteria that were farting, and their fart was made of oxygen. And so the only reason you're able to breathe oxygen today is because of billions of years of bacteria farts. So take a deep breath, everyone. No, it's not those bacteria farts. That's what's keeping you alive. Oliver also talks about earthquakes. Raise your hand if you've ever felt an earthquake. Anyone here ever felt an earthquake? Okay, I live in California and we get them all the time. Oliver talks about what causes earthquakes, what are the different kinds of earthquakes, that you can feel them. And then at the end, the very end of the book, there's a big science fair. And Oliver has a huge disaster related to earthquakes. A huge disaster. Gets into a lot of trouble. And I will tell you what this disaster is, but then I don't want to spoil the book. So you're going to have to read the book yourselves to find out what happens. You're going to have to read the book to find out what happens. Okay. That's pretty much what you can expect from the book, friends. I really hope you get a chance to read it. There's going to be one copy here, but if you'd like to purchase a copy, you can get it from Mr. Kipp. Please help Mr. Kipp out. He bought a whole bunch of them so that I could come here. So please help him out and ask your parents or caretakers and get a copy. There's a form, right, Mr. Kipp, that they can fill out a form.
There's a form. You can just come see me anytime, and I'll help you out. Okay?
Yeah, I really hope you check it out. Now, friends. Yeah, thank you. Now, friends, the last thing I'll tell you about these books, this whole book series that I think is pretty cool, is that these books are actually based on a real person.
Really? You?
I know. Everyone always says it's me.
It's your kid.
Probably because of my hair. Is it my hair? Probably that gives it away. Actually, it is. My friend here has it right. It is based on my son. His name is Oliver. And my son Oliver inspired the character of the books. My son now is a little bit older. He's got long hair. He wears it in a ponytail. He is a teenager.
He's 15, 16, 13. So
He's 14 now. This is what he looks like now. Older. Handsome kid. But friends, handsome young man. Friends, the reason I tell you this is that I know a lot of you here today like to write stories. Or maybe some of you like to draw comics. Or maybe some of you like to use your devices to make videos that tell stories. And so sometimes when you're trying to do that, that can be hard because you think, oh, I don't know what to make a story about. Well, a good tip is you can always write about yourselves or a friend or someone in your family. And once you get going, it becomes a lot easier. So I really encourage you to read books, learn about this amazing universe we live in. And also, I encourage you to be creative and tell your own stories. All right, friends. That's the end of my presentation about the books. Thank you. Again, I really hope you check it out. Now, we have a lot of time, so I thought we could play a game. Raise your hand if you would like to play the game with me today here? Okay, oh, okay, that's most of you. Alright, for this game, I am going to need 2 helpers. So raise your hand if you would like to be a helper for the game. How about my friend right here in the gray t-shirt? Yes, come on up. And who else? My friend in the black t-shirt in the back. Yes, go ahead, come on. What's your name? Emma? Awesome, Emma. Emma, you're going to be our judge, okay? Alright, Emma, here's your introduction. On this hand, no, sorry. On this hand, you're going to keep track of how many points I have. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on this hand, you're going to keep track of how many points all of you have. Okay, so it's me versus all of you. Got it? Okay, and okay, there's another part of it. And so what's your name? Adam? Alright, Adam, you're going to be our timekeeper. Okay? This is a stopwatch. Counts down from 1 minute. Let me show you how it works. Press this button and it starts. Now it starts counting 5 down. Okay, when it gets down to 10, you're going to start counting down. 10, 9, 8, right? Try to make it as dramatic as you can. Put this on. 10. Right? It's down to not 10, you count down to 0. Got it? Okay, this is how you started. Okay? Okay. Now, Emma, when my friend Adam here, our friend Adam, gets down to 0, you're going to ring this bell. That means time is up. Okay? What's going to happen, we're going to call friends from the audience one at a time, and they're going to pick a question from this bag of questions about the universe and the earth. And then I'm going to have 1 minute to answer the question and also draw our friend on screen. And if I'm able to do that within 1 minute, I get a point. If I fail to do it, all of you get a point. Alright, it's a little bit complicated, but you'll pick this up pretty quick. Let me see. Who wants to go first? How about my friend in the red hoodie? Come on up.
Oh my God. Oh no.
Alright, what's your name, sir? Keith. Keith? How do you spell it? K-E-N-G. K-E-N-G. Okay? Alright, okay, pick a question. Don't read it yet. Alright, Adam, please go over and put the microphone in front of Kang so he can read the question. And when he reads the question, you start, you keep the mic, but you kind of hold it up to the leg like this. Got it? Okay? Hold on, friends. I need to stretch a little bit. Alright. Here we go. Are we ready? I'm put on my glasses because I'm old. Here we go. Okay. What's the question?
What's a comet?
What's a comet? All right, and start the timer. Did you start it? All right, it's going. A comet is a big ball of ice that's flying out there in space. It's a big ball. It's a big chunk of ice. And when the chunk of ice comes near the sun, it starts to melt. And all of that chunk of ice and water that's melting is what causes the tail of the comet. So the tail is not actually behind the comet as it's moving, it's actually moving away from the sun. So comet is a giant ball of ice, it's melting in space. Okay, here we go. Kang, I'm going to draw you. How much time is that then? 20 seconds. Alright, it's not going well for me here.
Oh.
10, 9, 8,
Oh no.
3, 2, 1.
It's still good.
Well played, Kang. Thank you, Kang. A round of applause for Kang. score? What's the score, Emma?
1-0.
All right. Let me just finish up here.
1-0.
1-0.
That looks like that looks like
All right, who wants to go next? I should probably pick. The folks. Hold on. Thank you. Who should we go? How about my friend Stripe Sweater? Coming up. Yeah. Come on. Oh, Stripes, please, Stripe. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you. What's your name? Scarlett? Alright, take a question, Scarlett. Are we ready? We're ready? Okay, here we go.
How will the universe end?
How will the universe end? Well, it hasn't ended, so nobody knows, but there are a couple of possibilities. One possibility is that the universe will start to get smaller and smaller because of gravity. So gravity will pull everything together, start to get really, really small. Everything in the whole universe will get scrunched together into a ginormous black hole, and then nobody knows what's going to happen. Maybe another universe will come out of it. Or some people think that the universe will keep expanding and growing forever and ever, and it'll get so big, it'll be super duper empty because it's so big. Okay, I'm going to draw it. How much time left? 50 seconds? All right. I think I got it. This one. Scarlett, you gotta look this way, Scarlett.
How much time left? 48 seconds. Seconds? Yes, I see the result.
Scarlett, you have so much together.
We have to draw the necklace and I'll be good.
Scarlett with two T's?
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
You got that this one. Thank you. Give a round of applause for Scarlett. Yeah, thank you, Scarlett. You guys are in trouble. Warming up. All right, Mr. Kipp, how about you pick our next contestant? What's your name? Mariah? How do you spell it? M-O-R-I-H. Okay, N-A-R-I-H. I-A-H. Okay, got it. Right. Oh, wait, hold on. Alright. Here. And we have to, Mr. Kipp, you said 5 after, right?
We have about 15 more minutes till the bell rings.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
15.
15, okay, got it. Alright, cool. I think we have time for 15 more. Okay. What's the question? What is the coldest planet in our solar system? The coldest one is the one that's furthest away from the sun. It's called Neptune, and it's about 30 or 13 times further from the sun than the Earth is. Super duper cold. It's minus 400 degrees there, and it's mostly full of gas. How much did I? Oh, you just started. Oh, you were supposed to start it when she finished the question. Yeah. No, but thank you for the extra time. Oh, what?
How much seconds?
20, 15.
Jeez. You have a ponytail? Okay.
10, 9,
No.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, yes! Oh, wow. Yay!
Well played. Which question are we round of applause for Loretta, please. Mr. Kipp, next subject. Yeah.
Wait, pick somebody hard
Somebody hard for me to draw. No, somebody easy. Somebody easy to draw. What's your name, sir? Zaya? Alright, that's a good question.
How big can a black hole get?
How big can a black hole get? There is no limit to how big a black hole can be. It can be as small as the size of a lemon. If you take the whole Earth and you squeeze it down to about the size of a lemon, it gets so intense the gravity that it makes a hole in space, and that's what a black hole is. But the more you put into it, the bigger it gets. There are black holes that are about 8 billion times the mass of the sun. So now I should start going. Okay.
30 seconds.
30 seconds?
3. 30. I said 3.
I have to say, your hair makes it very easy. No, actually, not easy. Not easy. Actually, not easy.
12, 11, 10, 9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's the score, Emma? 2-2.
You're supposed to put 3. No, wait, that's really hard to draw. You're supposed to put 3.
I think this is probably the last one. Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
We could probably do like 2.
Alright, I know everyone has pencil and paper now. How about we all draw the next person together? So draw along with me. And I think we probably have time for one more, and then we'll be able to do a little bit of Q&A. Mr. Kipp, who will be our last subject?
Who shall it be? Does everybody have a pencil?
Alright, what's your name, friend?
Oh, I have a pencil.
Inam? How do you spell? Alright, friends, we're all gonna draw Inam together. We're still on the clock. And friends, Emma, what's the score? 2-2. I think this last one, which makes this the tiebreaker. How about we up the stakes? Let's see. If you win this round, you win the whole game. If you win, I am going to sign every book that's been ordered that you would be getting, and then I'll also sign your library copy. But if I win, everybody here has to give me $1. No? Alright, so alright. How about this next? Let's see. How about this, friends? If I win, you have to promise you're gonna try to read the book. Either getting the book or reading the one here at the library. Instead of here. So you don't have to commit, but you have to give it a try. Alright, friends. Tiebreaker round. Draw along with me if you like, or if you don't like, you can just hang back. What's the question? Why is Mars red? Mars looks red because it's full of rust. A lot of the rocks on Mars, most of the rocks have iron in them, and the iron is rusted. You know how rusty metal looks kind of reddish? Well, Mars is full of rusty metal, and that's why it looks red on the drawing.
40 seconds.
40 seconds. It's 20 seconds.
10,
Oh no.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Emma, ring the bell.
Excuse me, excuse me.
Oh my God, that's so good, bro. That's so good.
Well played, Freda. Big round of applause, Freda, please. Alright, Emma, what's the final score? Who won? 2-3, roll it. Big round of applause for Adam and Emma, please. Thank you. Thank you. You can go back now, please. Thank you. Well played. Alright, friends, we have a few minutes. How about I take questions? Anyone have any science questions or questions about being an author? Kathy,
I tried to draw the Spider-Man one.
What's that? No, they're still in the computer. Do you want your drawing with you? Okay, we'll figure out a way to do that. Great question. Yes? Yep.
What was like your first time that like the first time you like released the book?
One more time. Shh, friends. Shh.
Yeah, guys. What was the first time that you like released the book?
When was the first time that the first book got released?
Yeah.
Oh, the new one or the
Year.
first one?
Like I don't care. Like the first one.
Oh, well, my first book, I published it in 2002, which is probably 10 years before you all were born, which is crazy. And then I published about 10 books, but these are the first books that I read for young people your age. So this one just came out last September. Great question, friends. How about in the back? Yes. Next one. Oh, shh, friends, I can hear. Shh, go ahead. Can you shout it out a little bit?
Black holes bend space and time.
How do black holes bend space and time? That's a great question. It's a question not even Einstein really knew. There's a theory for it called relativity, special and general relativity, which tells you that gravity is not really a force. Like we think of force like magnetism, something that pushes you or pulls you. Gravity, they think, is not really a force, it's more like a bending of space and time. So it's just something they found out that they think is how the universe works. Anytime you have a lot of mass or energy concentrated in one place, it bends space-time around it and makes things fall into it. Yeah. Great question, pretty advanced, you're obviously very smart. Thank you. Right.
Why is water so important?
Why is water so important? Water is very important because it's a special kind of liquid. And it's a special kind of liquid that makes it easy for life to live in it. Like if you had a whole bunch of, I don't know, lava, that's a liquid too, but life couldn't live in it. If you have a whole bunch of soda, that's another liquid, but life couldn't really do that well in it. Or if you have a lot of acids, that's a liquid, but that wouldn't do so well. But water is really good at having life in it. Great question. Life, yeah, like cells and things like that, molecules. It's just like perfect enough for life to develop it. Great question. Yeah, Emma.
Did you know that water shouldn't actually be a liquid with the temperature on Earth? It shouldn't actually be a liquid. It should be a gas.
Water should be a gas.
Yeah, like with the temperature on Earth. We watched a video about it in science.
Who else had questions? Yes.
If you think of it
the earth crumbled. Yeah, that I could have used that. I could have used that analogy. Yes. With the kids. 2 minutes. Well, I'm not sure what we can draw together. Would you want me to keep asking questions, or would you? Yes. Questions? Oh, okay. Let's try that. Sure. Everyone, while I answer the next question, I want you to draw the person in front of you. And please be kind. Right? If you remember, do you remember how to start with the eyes? Just draw 2 dots or 2 ovals for the eyes. Start with the eye. I always start with the eyes. Start with the eyes. And then use your eyes to take close attention. That's really good. Alright, what's the next question? You had a question? You can draw it, yeah, go ahead. Go for it. Alright, draw her then. Draw her. Yeah, I could. How about afterwards? Yeah, what's the question? Yes. Some people think that there could be water, potentially in like other kinds of things. Yeah.
Hey everybody, we are about to have the bell ring. So, let's give Mr. Dr. Cham a nice round of applause. He is also willing to sign autographs. You can find him online as well, so he's got a lot of stuff on it. If you borrow a pencil, just leave it on the table, I'll pick it up. If you want to get your book signed or a paper signed, Mr. Cham will do that.
Yeah. And remember, you can make sure to take the order form from Mr. Kipp and get a book.
Hey, Monday!
That Mr. Kipp got. What's your name?
Thank you, sir.
No way. What?
Like, we can find it on my VR spot or whatever, or you'll send the link out. I'll be